on, everyone? Darkside Phil here, and welcome to the weekend preview for November 21st, 2011. And we are about to head into the final week of what's considered the hardcore gaming season of the year. This week we'll have the final slew of major game releases for 2011. I think the only game left over at this point that may be coming out by the end of the year is Star Wars The Old Republic, which is an MMORPG, which I might or might not check out. I might check it out just for a little bit, but I don't know how much I'm going to get to play it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with this week. So what we'll do, as usual, review how many times I've burped in the past week, but also all the things that I've done, all the footage that I've put up in the past week. We're going to review that. Then we're going to preview what I'm doing this week, and let me tell you, this week is jam-packed. It's a holiday week with Thanksgiving coming up, and I am excited once again. I mean, it's just crazy. Just these past 3 to 4 months have been absolutely insane, and I'm having a blast doing it, okay? So first of all, what did I do in this past week? Well, I knew that this past week was going to be the largest game release week of the year, and so I wanted to play as much Skyrim as humanly possible before I did that, before I jumped into all those new releases, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to play Skyrim for quite a while. So for a couple days I kind of hunkered down and played several hours of Skyrim, to the point where now my Skyrim playthrough is over 100 parts total, and I haven't even gotten 30% through the story from what I'm supposed to understand. I'm not even close to progressing in the story yet. So that's how much side content there is in that game, and really I'm just walking around. Everything that I come across, if it seems interesting to me, I check it out. And I've run into several dragons I've killed, gotten a bunch of shouts, found all these crazy side dungeons with ghosts and dwarven cities with robots and all kinds of shit. And I'm having a blast with that game, and I'm going to play it at my own pace. So I played as much as I could of Skyrim while I could, then I put it on hold, okay? And it is on indefinite hold for now, until I feel that I have tackled enough of the new releases that have come out in the past week and also this coming week to go back to it. But we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along, okay? So then on Tuesday, there was a retarded amount of releases. So what did I do? I tried to play as much as I could. I played Assassin's Creed Revelations, Saints Row the Third, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, all pretty much simultaneously. If you don't know where the Marvel 3 footage is, go check out my alternate channel, DSP Street Fighter. That's where I put up all my fighting game footage. At this point, over the past week, I've done all of the mission challenge modes for all of the 12 new characters, and I've also played with Galactus, which is one of the new features of the game, and I actually tackled arcade mode with 6 of the new characters so far. I'll probably eventually be doing it with all of them, okay? So that's over on DSP Street Fighter. Here on DSPGaming, I finished, after a couple days, I think it was Friday finally, I finished my campaign playthrough of Assassin's Creed Revelations, and then I actually did a set of online multiplayer along with John Rambo and the fans. We had a fan appreciation set for 3 hours of Assassin's Creed Revelations multiplayer, and that is on DSPGaming, so check that out. Saints Row the Third, I played pretty far into, from what people are telling me. I'm actually almost done with the campaign of that game, so today I plan on picking it up again and probably beating that game, and well, more on that as we talk about this week. But I got pretty far in Saints Row the Third. I am going to beat it today, okay? Then, on Saturday, John Rambo came over, and we did co-op. We did Rayman Origins, and something feels loose. That's okay. We played Rayman Origins. We were pleasantly surprised that the game is fun as hell, even though it does have a difficulty level to it, on par with Donkey Kong Country Returns from last year. It's a lot of fun. The graphics are great, the style of the game itself is great, and the gameplay is on, the controls are really responsive, which I love about a platformer. There's nothing worse than a platformer where sometimes the controls are delayed. In this case, full HD, no good delay on the controls. I'm liking Rayman Origins. So we played that for quite a long time, I think 40 parts, but we didn't get to finish it, okay? More on what we're going to do with this in a second. And then on Sunday, I did a special video on DSPGaming, which is kind of a popular request over a long period of time. A lot of people have said, Phil, what's it like to be you? Since you've been doing this full-time, playing games and making YouTube videos for a year, what is your daily schedule like? What is a day in the life of DSP? What troubles do you face? What is your process for planning and playing and such? And then at the same time, I took the opportunity to explain why I make videos the way that I do, including explaining my equipment, my methods, why I use a camera to film, why I don't do what most other people do with their gameplay videos on YouTube. And yeah, I ranted a little bit, and I addressed a little bit about some people that I think do this just to cash in on it, while I was doing this for years before I made a penny on it and just happened to find a way to flip it into my full-time occupation. So that was a very special video. Extremely long. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm warning you. Extremely long. The longest video I've ever made. No lie. 51 minutes. But I think that everything I say there is pertinent. I don't repeat myself too much. It's a lot of interesting content for people who are fans of me or just getting to know me for the first time. And that is in my favorites right now on DSPGaming if you want to check that out. It's like my top favorite. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you do. You're going to learn a lot about me and about what I'm doing here. Okay? So that was this past week. And now I want to obviously talk about what's coming up this current week. Now, I haven't mentioned a lot of games that actually came out because I didn't have a chance to play them. So here's my plan. I have like this schematic in my head of what I want to do this week. Okay? Today, Monday, I want to finish Saints Row the Third, and then I want to do a Hateful Truth video, game review video for both Assassin's Creed Revelations and Saints Row the Third. I want to give them both a fair review because I think a lot of people are interested to see, you know, how I rate these games and if they're worth buying or not. So that'll be Monday. Tuesday is going to be new releases this week. We have WWE12, which is highly anticipated. They're basically rebooting the entire series, the WWE, wrestling game series. And this is not like WWE All-Stars from earlier this year. This is more of a simulation game where it's more like it's a lot more realistic. It's not arcadey like All-Stars was, or cartoony. And apparently the game has a lot of creation modes, a lot of customization features. The campaign of the game is long, that's what I heard. Like, it's like 10 hours long. I really doubt it's 10 hours long. It's probably long, but that's pretty meaty for a wrestling game to be able to play through a campaign that's really long like that. And I think this will be cool, because this will be a way to bridge the gap between fans of me for gaming and fans of me for the wrestling commentary, Smart Guys, which I do with John Rambo every week. You could kind of bridge the gap. Maybe some people don't, spill over. Well, this could help that, okay? That comes out on Tuesday, as well as King of Fighters 13, the newest installment of the King of Fighters fighting game series. And I'm looking forward to playing it. This is cool because for a couple of months, fighting games have been stale. There really hasn't been anything going on with them. And now this month we've already had Ultimate Marvel 3, and now we're going to have King of Fighters 13. So if you're a fan of fighting games, check out DSP Street Fighter, because there's a lot of new footage that's going to be going up over there. Now, King of Fighters 13 is pretty cool because it's a game that's actually story-oriented. You can actually pick certain teams that have been made in the game and get really cool story aspects going through it. So I'm looking forward to play it, messing around with it. I haven't played a King of Fighters game for real, and when I say for real, meaning I've touched them, but I haven't actually tried to play one in quite a while. I used to be a very big fan of King of Fighters. Back when they were new. King of Fighters 94, 95, 96, 97, I loved. They all were at my local arcade when I was growing up, and I played the hell out of those 4 games. Now, 98 wasn't at the arcade, but I did play it actually later on my PC, emulated, because you couldn't actually buy it for anything that I had, and I loved it on there. King of Fighters 99, 2000, they were okay games, but I think that the series started to veer in the wrong direction. And ever since then, the new King of Fighters from the 2000s, so to speak, I didn't really play. And the reason is, the gameplay got convoluted. All of a sudden, it became a tag structure game, which I was like, why the fuck is it a tag structure game? It wasn't ever designed to be that. Stupid double team combos and all kinds of bullshit were going on. I just didn't like it that much. So from all intents and purposes, King of Fighters 13 is supposed to be like a return to the roots. They're really trying hard to make the game good again, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. So that'll be up footage on DSP Street Fighter. So tomorrow on Tuesday, you will see footage of both WWE12 and King of Fighters 13 on my YouTube channels. Now you might be saying, well, Phil, what's going on now? Because if you remember last week, there's 2 games you didn't even touch. Need for Speed to Run and Halo Anniversary. You didn't even have a chance to play those. So when are you going to be playing those games? Plus, what you don't even see here, Zelda Skyward Sword. I didn't even pick it up. It came out on Sunday. I knew I wasn't going to have time to play it, so I didn't even pick it up yet. I'm going to be picking it up on Tuesday when I pick up WWE12 and King of Fighters 13. Okay? And a lot of people are asking when am I going to play that. So here's my tentative plan. Is some WWE12, some King of Fighters 13 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I will start Need for Speed The Run, and I don't know, how much I'm going to get to play of it, because I also want to do this and something else. So whether I do this in WWE12 or this in King of Fighters or whatever, I'm going to be mixing it up and splitting it up. So there's going to be some variety. Thursday is Thanksgiving, and on Thanksgiving I do spend some time over at my parents' house with my family. So I'm going to try to do like a Thanksgiving special for Ask the King. Now, a lot of people were disappointed that last week I didn't have an Ask the King. A lot of people don't even know what the hell I'm talking about right now because you probably subscribed in the past 2 months and I haven't done one. Ask the King is my mailbag / Q&A series where once a month I sit down and I read forum questions. People who post up questions for me on my forums at thekingofhate.com, and I pick and choose what I think are the best questions and I answer them in this video series. So I will be doing a special one for Thanksgiving. That will be like my Thanksgiving special. For a change, I'll be doing Ask the King. And it doesn't mean that I won't be playing games at some point during Thanksgiving. What I might do is like wake up, do Ask the King, because as I've said in the past, Ask the King actually takes a long time. Because I have to read through all these forum questions, read through Twitter questions, because I take questions on Twitter. I'll explain how to do all this in a second. And then I have to pick the best ones, then I have to think of responses, then I have to film, which takes about an hour, and then I have to encode the videos, which takes about another hour, and then I have to upload the video. So it could take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, if not longer, for just 1 day's worth of Ask the King. So I'm going to be doing that on Thursday. Now if you're interested, there's obviously still time to submit your questions. Go to my website, thekingofhate.com. There is a forum there called Ask the King, and you can submit your questions for Ask the King in that area. And there's a thread already up for this special episode. Post your questions up in the thread. And then also I accept Twitter questions for Ask the King. When I'm actually reading through the forum questions, I post up on my Twitter account, which is @TheyCallMeDSP, and I say, please, if anyone has questions for today's episode of Ask the King, please post them up. And then once I'm done with my forum questions, I look at what people have posted on Twitter, and I usually grab a couple from there as well. So another cool reason to follow me on Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. So all this will be going on Thursday. Then I'll be celebrating Thanksgiving with my parents, and depending on what time I get back here or not, I may or may not do some gaming footage. If I do it, maybe something quick, or maybe I'll play a little bit more King of Fighters 13. I don't know, maybe I'll try to squeeze in a little bit of a game. But that'll be Thursday. Friday is Black Friday, and for a lot of people, if you don't know what that means, Black Friday is a day in America where, I shouldn't have even said America because now that's confusing, in the United States, where typically it's the biggest shopping day of the year because everyone is going out to get these insane sales and deals for Christmas presents. And I don't know why they do it like this, but they decided this one day should be the day when they have crazy deals. Now, traditionally, it's bullshit. Traditionally, Black Friday is complete bullshit. Because I've worked the retail industry, most of the sales that they tout, those items that they are advertising like, oh, get an external hard drive for 20 bucks, 100 gigs or something like that, or not 100 gigs, 1 terabyte or something like that. Or get this laptop for $100, or get this 55-inch HD TV for $300. Well, guess what? Those are the door busters, meaning they don't have a lot of those in the store. People line up, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of people lining up to try to get these deals, and 2 people will get them. Out of everyone in the line, 2 people get all the deals, because they get in first and they buy everything up. So, it's pretty ridiculous. But traditionally, the reason it's called Black Friday, it's the day that these stores go from the red to the black, meaning if they're behind on sales for the year, this is the day where they try to push and actually go over on sales for the year and become profitable. I'm not buying anything on Friday. Fuck that shit. I'm not going out on Black Friday. I'm not insane. I'm not like, suicidal. And I know that it's going to be, the roads will be super busy. You'll have irate people all over the place because everyone rushes out to get the stuff that they want and they can't get it because it's already sold out. Or there's lines up the ass and they don't want to wait in the lines. I know it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous premise. So for me, it's going to be a hardcore gaming day. For me, I'm going to buckle down on Friday, and we're going to have Black Friday of gaming, where it's going to go from the red to the black. I'm planning on Friday to try to finish off some games. So, for example, hopefully I'll beat Need for Speed The Run sometime on Friday. Hopefully I'll be able to play a lot of WWE12, and if I'm playing, say, the campaign mode or whatever, I'll be able to beat that on Friday. So that's my goal for Friday, is to try to mop up a lot of the leftover stuff that I've been having left over here because there's so many games that have come out, this past couple weeks. Saturday is going to be a little different. Saturday there is a local fighting game tournament at New Challengers. If you remember, this is the tournament series that I've been attending once a month for the past several months over at Gaming Etc., which is a excuse me, gaming center in Stratford, Connecticut. I'm going there for a couple reasons. First of all, it's a tournament. It's a tournament for Ultimate Marvel 3 and King of Fighters 13. Now, I don't even know if I'm going to enter Ultimate Marvel 3, to be completely honest. I still think the game, just from playing it, I can tell the game, I haven't had a lot of time to dedicate to the game, first of all. And it's a game where you're going to need a lot of hands-on experience. You're going to need to practice a lot of these combos with these new characters and such in order to be able to play at a tournament level. And for me, I just haven't had that. But I will be playing King of Fighters 13 this week, and I'm hoping that between Tuesday to Friday I have enough time to play it, enough to maybe learn a couple of the characters in it. So maybe I could enter the King of Fighters 13 tournament. I'm not sure yet. But also, there's supposed to be a stream. The stream's going to be a little different this time. It's not going to be a stream with Chris and Howard this time around. It's going to be actually, I think, my friend Walter, who runs this New Challengers tournaments, is going to attempt to stream this event himself. But it's going to be his first attempt. So, honestly, is it going to be a great stream? I don't know. I'm actually going to talk to him during the week and find out, is he doing commentary or not? If he's doing commentary, I'd love to help him out, but I don't know if he's doing it. I don't even know if he has microphones and equipment to do that yet. But I do know he'll be streaming the tournament footage itself, and at the very least, there's footage of the matches plus like the names of the people who's playing. So we'll see what happens with that. I will be letting everyone know more about that as we approach that this week. And I will be tweeting as well, letting everyone know if I'm going or whatever and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what's going to happen on Saturday. Unless something falls through, something goes wrong or whatever, and I decide not to go, then obviously I'll be here Saturday playing games all day. But we're going to see what happens on Saturday. Sunday, since I'm going to be busy on Saturday, John Rambo's coming over. That's going to be our day to do Film Smart Guys, to finish our co-op of Rayman Origins. Okay, we're going to finish this game. And then also we're going to do some WWE12 co-op. We're going to try some exhibition modes and such together to see what that gameplay is like. John's excited. He actually wants to play this game to see if this reboot of the series is going to be really good like everyone's saying it's going to be. So that's roughly it for this week for what's coming. With the exception that there may or may not be one or two other things thrown in there, but I'm not going to say too much about that. I want to remind everyone about Magfest. Again, I'm going to be mentioning this probably every single week, so I'm trying to get people pumped and excited for this. Huge announcements about Magfest this week. The composer of the Final Fantasy series, I have no clue how to pronounce his name, so forgive me. I think it's like Nuobo Uematsu, whatever his name is. He's going to be there at Magfest with his band. They actually play like Final Fantasy music and gaming music. That's fucking crazy. That's awesome. Like, I can't believe they got him. That's like a big acquirement, because this guy composed all the music for Final Fantasy up to, you know, the most recent ones that weren't so good. So, that's crazy good. I'm so happy about that. And plus he, I believe he also did the music for Blue Dragon, which I love the music for that game as well. So this is a great. I mean, there's so many bands coming to Magfest at this point. Video game cover bands and such. There's gaming celebrities. Like I said, the voice of GLaDOS will be there. John St. John, the voice of Duke Nukem, will be there. Angry Video Game Nerd will be there. A whole bunch of people are going to be there. Okay, it's going to be cool. Plus, again, gaming marketplace, tournaments all weekend. It's a huge event. Now, I told you last week we got the green light that we will have our panel at Magfest, and it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. I'm actually still hashing out the details with them right now for that, and I'm waiting to hear back on whether the panel is going to be Saturday or Sunday. Obviously, I hope it's Saturday, because most people will probably be there on Saturday, but unfortunately, if it ends up being Sunday, I'll still let you know. But that's coming up. We're excited, and I can't wait. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that things work out, because there's a special announcement. I can't wait. It's like at the cusp. I really want to tell everyone about it, but I don't want to tell everyone about it until I'm sure that it's going to happen. So, special announcement may be coming soon about Magfest, and I'm really pumped for that. Okay, that's it for the weekend preview. A long one, as usual, but after this week, honestly, I think things are going to start to slow down. Now, before I sign off, I know what everyone's saying. But Phil, you didn't say what you're doing with Halo Anniversary. But Phil, you didn't say what you're doing with Zelda Skyward Sword. But Phil, you didn't say what you're doing with the rest of Skyrim. But Phil, what about Dark Souls? Well, first of all, fuck Dark Souls. I'm not playing Dark Souls right now. It's the last thing on my mind, okay? Halo Anniversary also, honestly, is kind of the last thing on my mind. It's an HD re-release. I thought it actually had more multiplayer content than it has, so I kind of got fooled. And that's partially my fault. I should be paying attention when I'm buying games and such, but I wasn't really paying attention in this case. This is kind of something that I'm going to put it on the back burner. It's not something that I'm rushing to do. So, Halo Anniversary, I may do it eventually, but not anytime soon. I got other stuff to do. So, with all this stuff going on this week, you may say, okay, what about Zelda? What about Skyrim? Next week, there are no releases. This is it. When I said that this is the last week of the hardcore gaming season, I meant it. Traditionally, December is a dry month. You may get a game here or there, but it's a pretty dry month. And so what I'm planning on doing is taking that opportunity to maybe take the first couple days of December, well, not the first couple, but the first couple weeks of December, to catch up on stuff I haven't done yet. So maybe I'll start Zelda, for example, next Monday, and then I'll play Zelda for a few hours, and then maybe go back to Skyrim for a few hours. And the reason I'm saying that, I actually heard things about Zelda, that Zelda is a very control-intensive game, meaning it's not like this anymore, where you can just flick your wrist with the Wii remote to do stuff. You need to go like this, and you need to actually have your hand upper and lower, upper slashes, lower slashes, and it's a very control-intensive game to the point where you can actually only play it for a few hours at a time, and then you have to take a break because you're tired from playing it. And if that's the case, yeah, I'm going to probably play it for like 2 or 3 hours and then take a break. So maybe I'll do that and then switch over to Skyrim for a couple hours. I'm not sure, but that's pretty much the next thing on my agenda. Once all this stuff here is done this week, I want to get back. I want to start Zelda, and I want to get back to Skyrim. Now, once that stuff is done, then maybe I can look to do stuff like Halo Anniversary. Maybe I can look to do Jurassic Park the game, which I didn't even get yet. It's on PlayStation Network, but I didn't even get it because I knew there was no time. I was going to have no time to start it yet. There's also Serious Sam the Third. Oh, no, Serious Sam the Third. Serious Sam 3. I've just got Saints Row on my head. Serious Sam 3, which I want to start playing. But it's co-op. It's co-op, and I'm going to probably do it with John Rambo. And so we're going to wait till we have an opportunity to play that in co-op. So that's coming, but not yet. And one other thing I do want to mention, I'm going to give everyone a heads up because it's in a couple of weeks, but I'll give you the heads up now. The weekend of, I believe it's like, shit, hold on. It's not this coming week, but the weekend after. It's December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and probably the 5th as well. It's that first weekend in December. I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy with personal stuff. Now, you know what happens. I've announced this before, and sometimes plans fall through or whatever, and I end up doing gaming footage anyway. But I just want to let everyone know there's no guarantee that there will be any gaming footage or new footage at all between December 2nd to December 5th. And so, I'm not really sure, you know, what. I don't want to promise anyone anything, but I might be busy. I might be gone for those days. So, expect that. Expect some downtime. And quite honestly, I need the fucking downtime because I'm so overloaded right now with gaming and games and stuff that's going on that I need the break. So it's going to be good to have the break, I think. So that is coming December 2nd to 5th. I'm probably going to be busy with personal stuff. Spread the word so people don't fucking freak out when has Phil had his coronary? Is Phil dead? Did Phil get arrested for felony for streaming videos? Did Phil go to protest on Wall Street? No, Phil is just busy from the 2nd to the 5th of December, okay? So spread the word. Alright, super long weekend preview. Thanks for hanging in there. See you guys for gaming footage, for Saints Row the Third, for the Hateful Truths, for whatever you want to see this week. I'll see you then. Thanks a lot. Let's do this.